You're killing me, Smalls, if you can't answer 10 trivia questions on famous comedy movie quotes. Let's get it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of No Chit Chat Trivia, the trivia podcast with less talk and more trivia. For today's episode, we are looking back at some of the funniest movie quotes of all time. So I'm going to give you the quote. You have to give me the movie. Should be fun. Let's jump right into it. Our first famous comedy movie quote is, "Keep the change, you filthy animal." Keep the change, you filthy animal. Quote number 2, "So you're telling me there's a chance." So you're telling me there's a chance. Number 3, "Bye, Felicia." Bye, Felicia. Quote number 4, "I am serious, and don't call me Shirley." I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Number 5, "I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?" I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? Quote number 6, "It's just a flesh wound." It's just a flesh wound. Number 7, "What is this? A center for ants?" What is this? A center for ants? Quote number 8, "You sit on a throne of lies." You sit on a throne of lies. Number 9, "There's only two things I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch." There's only two things I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. And our last famous comedy movie quote is, "It's like I have ESPN or something." It's like I have ESPN or something. Were you able to identify those 10 comedy movies by those famous quotes? We'll be right back to see if you did. Welcome back. We are getting into our answers on famous comedy movie quotes. Our first quote was, "Keep the change, you filthy animal." That hilarious movie would be Home Alone. Home Alone. And shout out to my nephew Jackson, who had an awesome Kevin McAllister costume on Halloween a couple years back. Number 2, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" That is said by the always hysterical Jim Carrey in the film Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. Quote number 3, "Bye, Felicia." That iconic quote is from the movie Friday. Friday. Number 4, "I am serious, and don't call me Shirley." That's one of the most famous comedy movie quotes of all time. It takes place in the film Airplane. Airplane. Quote number 5, "I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?" The delivery of that line is great by Robert De Niro in the film Meet the Parents. Meet the Parents. Number 6, "It's just a flesh wound." When I saw this as a kid, I thought it was the most hilarious thing of all time in the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Quote number 7, "What is this? A center for ants?" That quote is in a hysterical scene in the film Zoolander. Zoolander. Number 8, you sit on a throne of lies. You were probably guessing there'd be a Will Ferrell quote somewhere in here, and here it is from the film Elf. Elf. Quote number 9, there's only 2 things I hate in the world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. That line is delivered by Michael Caine in the film Austin Powers in Goldmember. Austin Powers in Goldmember. And our last quote was, "It's like I have ESPN or something." That is a quote from the very, very funny movie Mean Girls. Mean Girls. I hope you had a good time looking back at those famous comedy movie quotes, and hey, maybe it'll inspire you to do a rewatch of one of those classic films. All right, until next time, let's remember to be kind to each other. Love you guys. Peace.